Cardano. It's had one of the biggest growth trajectories that we've ever seen. Not only that, but the question becomes, is it still going to continue? Is this bull run gonna come to an end, or are we in for even greater gains? This is such a good question. So let's dive in to see if this is still a good investment going forward, or if we're gonna have a lot of trouble in the near future. Now, before we get started, like always, in the description, you can go ahead and join the Telegram group where you can chat with me whenever you want. And not only that, we'll go ahead and start giving plays. And I'll also share what I'm doing every single day if I'm taking any plays. So make sure you go ahead and you are in the Telegram group. Aside from that, make sure you also smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications, because we know how YouTube gets with crypto videos. They tend to maybe suppress it from time to time. So join the Telegram, smash the like button, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel with notifications. Now, one of the very first things that I want to talk about is the actual trajectory and the recent pullback that we've seen. Well, not really a pullback, but more so of a correction. And let me show you and explain to you what's going on over here. So don't worry about all these flashy numbers at the top. Yes, the growth is incredible, but I actually want to show you something a little bit deeper over here. You can see that there's this little correction that happened, and we'll dive into that in just a few seconds. So overall, we can see the growth has just been going on an upwards trajectory for literally the past 3 months. And so when it comes down to Cardano, I have a feeling, because their mainnet hasn't launched yet, and this is something that I'm going to go ahead and cover relatively soon, but you might watch this when the mainnet has launched. But regardless, let me talk to you about before it happens. So when it comes down to Cardano, it's been labeled the Ethereum killer because of the facts that we're going to talk about in just a few moments. So one of the things that I actually really want you to keep in mind is right over here, right? So we can see right over here that there was a lot of resistance at these points right over here, right? So we have the resistance right over here, we have the resistance right over here, and we had resistance right over here. And then we had a breakout. So essentially what this is telling me is, because we had this breakout, we are looking at a trajectory that is just astronomical. So we have either 115% or we're going to 160%. So why? Is because the next resistance level that we have is up here, is 115%. It is 160%. So if we pass the 115, the probability of us getting to 160 is phenomenally, 116 is phenomenally in our favor, right? So again, when it comes down to really going out there and paying attention to the long term against Ethereum, we can see that Cardano is definitely on an upwards trajectory. It's currently right now, hopefully at the time of recording this, hopefully it goes to the moon. So there's other factors that we need to take into account, such as staking Cardano versus Ethereum. Now, if we take a look at Cardano, it has a 74% stake percentage. This tells me that individuals trust, and not only that, but they see incredible potential with Cardano in comparison to Ethereum that has a 2.68% total staked coins. So what this is, like I said, signifying is the trust. Now, why this is important is because of the simple fact that ETH 2.0 is right around the corner. The problem with ETH 2.0 is the simple factor, ETH2, whatever you want to call it, is the simple fact that it actually requires 32 Ethereum per validator if you want to go ahead and actually stake your Ethereum. So why is this bad? Well, if we do the math right now, I don't know, somebody has to have $60,000 laying around just to stake their Ethereum. So essentially, there's another reason why I absolutely do not like what is happening right now with Ethereum, because staking is just so dang expensive. But here's the other thing. Staked ETH is locked up until phase 1.5. And here's the thing. The launch of ETH to phase 1.5 is uncertain. It can be anywhere from a year to 2 years. So let's talk about liquidity here with your ETH, with your Ethereum. There is none. There's no liquidity when it comes down to your Ethereum and your coin. So if the market just suddenly flash crashes down to $1,000, down to $500, you can't get out. You're stuck, right? You have no possible place to go. So again, just the simple fact that you're tied into this contract is mind-boggling to me and extremely scary because of the liquidity problems that one can potentially face. So the two main drawbacks is there's no liquidity, and also you can only stake in multiple of 32s if you actually want to go ahead and stake. Next, I actually want to talk about this. I want to talk about the EIP 1599. Now, this is going to be extremely important over the next few days and even the next few weeks when this is introduced. So the Ethereum EIP 1599 is a proposal that goes ahead and remedies what's known as ETH gas fees. Now, for the normies out there who don't know what an ETH gas fee is, think about it like a toll, right? So if you're on a bridge and you want to go ahead and get over it, there's typically a toll on the bridge. So that's the same way. There's a transaction that needs to go from A to B, and the toll you pay is to the miners. So these are the individuals that go ahead and approve the transactions on the blockchain. Now, obviously, the more you pay, then you're going to be able to get onto the next block. However, this is going to be key, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because Cardano's fees, this is one of the main purposes and why we've seen something like BNB explode, right? So the Binance Smart Chain token, we've seen it explode. And the reason being is because of the adoption that's happening with other projects onto the Smart Chain. But not only that, but the transaction fees are practically nothing in comparison to the gas fees. So Cardano is also doing the same thing. So we have barely any type of fee in comparison to the gas fee. So Ethereum is going to feel the squeeze. So what did they do? Well, this is actually interesting. So if we just take a look, they implemented a base fee. Now the base fee is to be determined by an algorithm. However, what I will say, this is pretty interesting on how this is going to work. If you require your transaction to be processed rather quickly, the proposal would allow you to tip on the top of the base fee. So essentially, it's like paying your way in to a restaurant for seating. Let's just say they're filled up and you slip the maitre d' $100 to go ahead and get seated. Same exact thing and same exact concept. You can actually tip the miner to go ahead and put you onto the next block, which will speed up your transaction. So when it comes down to the EIP 1599, it's going to be rather interesting how the adoption works with the tipping process. If you read right over here, why this is also important is because according to BitInfo charts, the average Ethereum transaction fee has skyrocketed to an all-time high of around $23. Now, let me just tell you something. Somebody who uses Uniswap, you're looking at like $80, $90. I know, because I have to get a bunch of money first that I'm going to be moving to a project or another token, right? And I have to consider those gas fees that are astronomical. If I move $1,000, 8 or 9% is eaten with gas fees alone, which is just unreasonable. Now, the other thing we need to talk about is how Cardano is decentralized and the safest and most secure blockchain that is being released. Now, this is good because of the simple fact that it's going to give institutional investors and other investors a lot more clarity and a lot more faith in the project as well. But again, what project wouldn't want more recognition from institutional and higher level investors? Now, at the end of February, we have the Mainnet launch that's coming out, or even March. Now, why this is going to be massive is because of the simple fact that Cardano is using a different programming language than Ethereum, making it way safer. but we're gonna go ahead and see other projects being built on Cardano and seeing how those projects react. Now, there's individuals on two sides of the fence. There's individuals that are interested in seeing how Cardano as an actual blockchain performs, and individuals who are interested in seeing how the projects on Cardano actually perform. So I, for one, am interested in both. So let's really quickly talk about the transaction fee when I said practically nothing. Now, here's the other thing. The actual Binance Smart Chain operates similarly with their transaction fees. Now, I actually want to show you this. If we take a look at the Binance coin rate over here, we can actually see the growth that happened over time. And recently, it's hit ATHs of $319. Actually, I think it's a lot more than $319. So when it comes down to having proof of concept, we've seen what happened with Binance Coin, right? Yes, it took a little while to go parabolic. However, what I will say is that we've had a little bit of a correction and now it's pushing up again. So now if I'm correct and my theory is also correct, then I have this assumption that we will follow a similar pattern as the Binance coin. However, I do have a feeling that it's going to be a lot faster of a parabolic move than the actual Binance coin. So that's my take, and you can do what you want with that. I'm not a financial advisor, and everything I say should be treated as and looked as like I'm absolutely incorrect all the time and I know nothing. And now it comes back down to what is my plan? What am I gonna do? Well, as a matter of fact, in just a few hours, I'm taking a very substantial amount of money and I am aping into Cardano as it stands right now, because I believe in the project, and I also believe in the simple fact that it has the ability to go parabolic if executed correctly, and the projects on Cardano as well are stable. So with that being said, I think personally Cardano is a great project to invest in. And again, if I were you, this is definitely something that I would keep my eye on. Whether or not you want to invest is completely up to your discretion. I'm not a financial advisor. But what I can tell you is that I am going in, and I am going in very heavily because I truly believe in the ADA and the Cardano. So I'm in. Catch you guys soon.